I'm Ethan Jackson.
And I'm Kayla Morrow. Welcome to West Weekly for May 6th through the 10th. As school nears its end, many groups are celebrating with final activities. We'll share some of these fun times with you.
We begin with our featured story. Officer Darren Campbell has been our school resource officer for 2 years. Kayla sat down recently with Officer Campbell to learn a bit more about his job and his feelings about his time here at Topeka West.
I'm Kayla Morrow, and I'm here with our student resource officer, Campbell. Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
What's the difference between a school officer and a street officer?
Well, it's pretty much exactly the way it sounds. An officer who works the streets is usually a patrolman who would respond to all the 911 calls that come through dispatch. When you're assigned to a school, which is a specialty unit that once you've worked the streets and gained knowledge of working the streets, then they let you put in for specialty units, and being a school resource officer is one of those. Once you come to a school, that's pretty much it. I mean, the school is like its own city. We take, when I patrol the school, we take care of any situation that might arise, like law enforcement-wise, from that, whether it be a theft or a little bit of everything. We pretty much handle everything law enforcement-wise at the school.
Mm-hmm. And why did you choose to be a school officer?
You know, I become involved with the Topeka Police Cadet Program a couple of years ago, and that I started dealing with teenage kids in that cadet program, and I really felt that after I spent a little bit of time with them that was my calling and that's where I needed to be. So once the Topeka West job came open, I decided that I was going to put in for that, and I was very fortunate, and I was selected to come out here and had a great time ever since.
And what made you decide to be an officer?
Well, I have to be honest. I mean, I mean, everybody will tell you the story that they wanted to change lives and help people, which is absolutely true. And that's what I did. I was very fortunate and spent like my first 10 years working a very busy, active part of the city. I gained a lot of knowledge of working the streets that way. And again, as I got older, chasing the criminals is still necessary, but that's something I had to pass on to the younger guys. So I was able to come to the schools, and that's where I'm at now.
And what's some difficult parts of your job?
You know, I think that really, like, for a family, I mean, I think my family probably has more difficulty with the job than I do, because as a police officer, you work nights, you work weekends, you work holidays, and really I've spent a lot of time away from my family. I've missed birthdays, I've missed Christmas, I've missed, you know, all the holidays that we talk about. So that's a difficulty. You know, as far as the job itself, I mean, every day presents different challenges and things that we have to deal with, but I really say for the most part my family probably has had the most difficulty with this job.
And what do you enjoy most about being a police officer?
You know, I really enjoy working with all these wonderful kids at Topeka West now. And again, I've been very fortunate in my career. I worked the streets for about 10 years, and then I was given the opportunity to be a helicopter pilot with the City of Topeka Police Department. I flew for about 6 years, and that was a total, that was wonderful. That was the best of both worlds. I got to fly every day, but I was still responding to all the hot police calls, so I still got to be a law enforcement officer also. But now, I mean, I truly enjoy being out here and working with the kids, because it's not totally reactive now. I mean, like when people call 911, they need the police there. I mean, I get to be more involved with working with the kids and doing a little bit more proactive approach and getting them, you know, on the straight and narrow, and helping them and getting them sent in the right direction.
And do you ever feel like your life is endangered?
Here at Topeka West, for the most part, no. I mean, everything is, I mean, I feel very comfortable out here. Not to say that couldn't happen, but working the streets, in my opinion, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are some people out there that they do things that carry guns, that commit crimes, and yeah, I mean, in my time on the streets, I mean, I felt like I was in danger, but fortunately for me, I was never put in a position to where I had to utilize my firearm. I mean, I've had to take it out of the holster and you know, and have it be part of that process, but again, I've never had to utilize it, and that's good.
So is it more of a challenge to keep the students safe at Topeka West since we have an open campus?
Absolutely. The open campus, I mean, we could sit here and talk about the open campus. There's just, with the open campus, there's just many different ways that people can get on the campus. You know, you go to like a regular school, It's pretty much set out that all the visitors need to check in the main office. They get a visitor's badge, and that's the way it works here also. But with it being an open campus and having a couple different parking lots, and people could jump the fence and to come on to the open campus, it makes it difficult. But I have Officer Rawls here with me, and we do a good job. In the morning, we kind of break up our responsibilities, and for the open campus, she'll stay on campus during the mornings and during lunches and after school, and I spend a lot of my time patrolling the outside area just to make sure that there's nothing any type of threat that may come on the campus.
Well, thank you, Campbell.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Kayla, for that feature, and thanks to Officer Campbell for making time for us. We appreciate all of his efforts here on campus.
In West Weekly News, last Saturday evening, the junior class hosted the annual junior-senior prom at the Topeka Performing Arts Center. The event featured a very decorative and lively atmosphere where students were able to mingle and dance. After the prom, the Topeka West Booster Club hosted the annual post-prom in the gymnasium areas here on the campus. Games, music, food, fun, and prizes made for good times for everyone. Thanks to the Booster Club for their time that evening, as well as the countless hours of fundraising throughout the year.
On Monday night, Topeka West seniors were recognized for their many prestigious academic awards and scholarships. Scholarship awards included Pepsi, Lions, Pusitz, Kansas Honor Scholars among many, as well as National Merit. Genevieve Akins was named class valedictorian. As of this broadcast, nearly $2.5 million in scholarship money have been earned by the senior class. Congratulations. Here are some of our other award winners. On Monday and Tuesday, Topeka West held its annual Best of West exhibition. The event was held in A building and featured art and photography work from various Topeka West students. The event was open to the public for evening viewing. On Tuesday afternoon, the 2014 Topeka West yearbook, The Chevalier, was delivered to students who had pre-purchased them. The event was held in the gymnasium and took the form of a signing party. Yearbooks are still available by contacting the Topeka West Publications Department. On Wednesday night, the vocal department held their final concert of the year. It involved all of the choirs and vocal groups in a variety show format. You gotta keep things talking. You got the better of me. Just snap your fingers and I'm walking like a dog hanging on your lead. I hear you sing, you know, shaking on the string, you know. You make me feel like dancing. I wanna dance the night away. You make me feel like dancing. I wanna dance the night away. You make me feel like dancing. I feel like dancing, woo, dancing, woo, dance the night away. I feel like dancing, woo, dancing, whoa. Also on Wednesday, Topeka West students who had obtained purple and platinum status were treated to a fun day. The event was held at Sports Center and in the small gym. Food, fun, activities, and prizes were also supplied. Saturday night, the annual Players Show took place. We will have a report about that on next week's show. As we close this week's program, we want to say congratulations to the Topeka West Debate and Forensics Coach, Mr. Matt Baer.
He recently received the distinction of Diamond Coach from the National Debate Conference. He will be honored in Overland Park in June.
For all of us here at Topeka West Weekly, thanks for joining us. We will see you next week for our last edition of the year.